Kaselele, Ali, Maori, Yokwe, Ekomoir Omo. Today, as we mark United Nations Day, we celebrate not only an institution, but the 80th anniversary of a living promise born from our shared humanity. For 80 years, this promise has guided nations to come together across oceans and continents to build a more peaceful, just, and sustainable world. Born from the ashes of war, the United Nations were created on the promise of peace, human rights, and multilateral cooperation. Across the Federated States of Micronesia, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Nauru, and Palau, this promise lives on in your people. It was under the United Nations trusteeship that the people of the Micronesia region began their journey to nationhood, navigating from dependency to self-determination, and ultimately to the proud independent nations we celebrate today. That same spirit of determination continues to shine through the peoples of Micronesia, in the resilience of your youth, the wisdom of your elders, and the tradition that guide these island nations toward harmony with one another and with nature. You are the guardians of our planet, protecting oceans, cultures, and ways of life that remind the world that what it means to live in balance, to care for the earth, and to think beyond yourselves. The tides we navigate today are changing, from rising sea levels to rising costs of living, from the global climate emergency to the search for greater opportunities for young people. The challenges remain immense. The United Nations stands with you, supporting climate action justice and amplifying the voices of small island developing states on global platforms such as the COP30. These forums ensure that the world listens to those least responsible, but at the same time most affected by the climate crisis. The constitutions of your 5 nations remind us of shared values that echo those of the United Nations. Palau's call to steward our natural resources, FSM's pledge to seek unity in diversity, Kiribati's vision of peace and tolerance, Nauru's commitment to freedom and justice, Marshall Islands' promise to safeguard our heritage. Together, they chart a moral compass for the region and for the world. Like the Micronesian navigators guided by the stars, nations must steer together, drawing on the wisdom of the past and the collective strength of partnerships to chart a safer, more hopeful course for generations to come. This means accelerating progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, from eradicating poverty and advancing education to ensuring gender equality, empowering youth, and promoting inclusion for all, including persons with disabilities. It means ensuring that no one and no island is left behind. The 80th anniversary of the United Nations is not only a commemoration, it is a call to action. It is embodied in the Pact for the Future, adopted by member states to renew global cooperation, accelerate implementation of the SDGs, reform multilateral institutions, and safeguard the rights and dignity of every person on land, at sea, and beyond. This is no time for hesitation or retreat. Perhaps more than at any other moment in our lifetime, the world faces challenges that transcend national borders. Now more than ever, we must commit to multilateralism and to the collective effort required to solve problems no nation can solve alone. Here in the Pacific, there is inspiration for the world in the way cooperation, compassion, and community can chart a new course for humanity across our 4 pillars: people, planet, prosperity, and peace. On this United Nations Day, let us stand together, national governments, communities, civil society, youth, persons with disabilities, development partners, and the United Nations to keep the promise of peace, dignity, and equality alive for all. Because the strength of the United Nations is not in its buildings or its name. It is in the nations and their people who stand united for our shared future. When we, the peoples, as the first line of the United Nations Charter declares, act as one, there's nothing we cannot achieve. Happy United Nations Day.